Yo, what's up? It's Jay, here to let you know what's going on with the project. We are like hours from pushing this thing out. It drops December 23rd, Friday, Christmas weekend, 2016. Merry Christmas to me. It's completely done. So yeah, here's some updates on what's been happening. This time around, I'm probably a little more excited to show y'all some behind the scenes stuff because some of it just is funny. It's just legitimately funny, so y'all can laugh at me because I laugh at myself, okay? Okay, so project is finally coming out. That was long. I don't even know if y'all are paying attention. It took a while. You know, one of the things that held us up is that I was very serious about getting I Believe done correctly. That's a classic. I told you guys in part one, we were very serious about doing that song right. What we did in part one was we took the whole song, transposed the whole song, and then built a track around that. When it came down to it, you couldn't even tell what Angie and Debbie were saying. You know, and I didn't pick that song just because it's a classic. I picked it because even the way they wrote it is very poetic. And the message that they're saying, you know, speaks for itself. I didn't have to do much to it when it came down to writing. So Jeremy's like, Jay, we gotta hunt down the original stems. That's the only way the song is gonna be possible. And I did not want to do that because that just sounds like it's gonna take another year. I'm dramatic, but then I realized Angie's husband, Mr. Cedric, produced the whole album. They're in Nashville. I'm really good friends with their son, Ryan. Let me just call Ryan and see what we can do. So I call Ryan. I'm like, sounds random, but I need the stems to I Believe. He goes home, tells his dad. His dad says, there weren't stems back in the day. There's 48 tracks to that song. How many do you need? I said, Mr. Cedric, can I have all of them? He sends me all of them. He's amazing. So I was talking to my uncle and I was updating him on like why the project was a little delayed. I'm like, yeah, you know, we gotta get the original stems and record the song. You know, we found them. And he says, didn't Cedric Caldwell do that song? I'm like, yeah, how do you know Mr. Cedric? He's like, Cedric Caldwell? He and his brothers were the main producers of the 90s. Like, what? Mr. Cedric? All I know about him is he got a mean three-pointer. That's why I played against him. But that's all I knew about him. So I Googled him. I'm like, what?
Well, me and my wonderful producer, I even have my producer here today. One of them.
So you're not solo?
No, I'm not. Cedric Caldwell, we're going to do a little bit of, what are we doing? Every time, and he's always there.
Great. All right. CeCe Winans.
Okay.
L.A. Reid, you know I love you. Babyface. BB Winans and Cedric Caldwell.
And I'm like, what? Alright, so Rise Up is the only poem on the project that has absolutely nothing behind it. Like, no instrumentals, no nothing. Did that intentionally, obviously, because I wanted the message, the strong message to come through without any distraction. Funny part about it is, I distracted myself the whole time while doing it.
But the attraction mesmerizes. More dedicated to the... Okay. Put me in right after. Tell me how you can be tied. Tell me how you can be tied. But attraction... I thought I was. One more time. And began to shake himself free, but he did not know that God had left him. Relying on his own talents to rescue him. Too prideful to realize if he... Give me that, just that part right there. Relying...
You want to start relying or go before or after relying? Sorry.
Put me in at relying.
At relying?
Fresh sin pierces his skin. One more time. Fresh sin pierces his hands, breaks his skin again, but this stand won't. I didn't have any air. Am I getting in that mood where I'm just picking on stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to take like 5 minutes?
Nope, I want to finish.
Alright, I'm going to put you in then. We're about to like fly through it.
It's the end.
Oh, it's the end? Alright. Let's do it.
Isn't liberating when you're ignoring all that God has placed inside of you. Rise up. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? Ain't nobody else coming along. We're who we've been waiting on.
I'm like taking Jeremy all the way through it, starting to blame him again for stuff until it comes time to play it back and I just lose it laughing at myself. I can't blame him. Then I'm guilty.
That is funny. That's funny. Okay, I took notes. The fresh saying, the gratification, more dedicated to instant gratification. It sounded good, but I feel like it should be more of a build right there. And the last part, we're who we've been waiting on. The second one sounded really rushed, and Rise Up just sounded like I was happy to be done. So let's hit those 4 parts, and then if I could take like a 10-minute break after that, we can jump back in.
So Rise Up is a campaign actually that'll be rolling out in spring of 2017. Not gonna talk too much about that yet. Right now we're just gonna talk about the track and the jackets. We got some jackets here. Man, we sold 30 of these already and had to stop and get the logo trademark. But yeah, the tagline is "We're who we've been waiting on." It's a strong message by itself, man. I'm really excited to share it with y'all. But in the meantime, check out how I couldn't quite even land the poem. You know, like, just land it. Simple things like finishing it. I just couldn't get it right.
Yep. We're who we've been waiting on. I said I was ready, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm ready. We're who we've been waiting on. You know why I'm not ready? Because it's 2.3 seconds before I come in. Just give me 3 whole seconds.
Got you. You ready now?
Yep.
I'm on the right page.
There's a lot of irony in the baby boomers birthing the late bloomers, but the hour has come. We're who we've been waiting on. Rise up. Falling asleep on Rise Up. I need some opinions. We're who we've been waiting on. That's fine. Rise up. How should I land that? Rise up. Because that ain't it. Can't quite do that one. Okay, we're who we've been waiting on. Rise. Rise up. Rise. I don't understand why it'd be hard for me to land. Jones. Okay, what emotion am I trying to convey? I'm trying to say by these jackets. There's a lot of irony in the baby boomers birthing the late bloomers, but the hour has come. We're who we've been waiting on. Rise up. That sucks.
So another ideal that I dealt with on this project is the Pan-Africanism movement targeting young black Christians. I'm tired of it. This whole idea of, if you're black, you can't be a Christian. I'm tired of it. So I wrote this piece called Conscious Christian, which is just saying, hey, I see what's going on in the world. I'm woke, but my eyes are still on Jesus, and this is why. It starts off by saying, don't tell me I don't know the struggle because I'm light-skinned. Y'all know y'all try to play us sometimes, and I'm ashy right now, so I know the struggle. The second part obviously goes a little deeper, saying, and also, don't tell me I don't know the struggle because I'm Christian. And I had a lot of fun with it, so.
Alright, how you want to go about this?
We can do the same way. This one's supposed to come off a little preachy. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Make sure I'm hitting that mark. Don't ever tell me that oh God, wake up, Janisha. Don't ever tell me that I don't know the struggle because I'm light-skinned. When my blonde-haired, blue-eyed great-grandmother would go out but could never bring all her kids in, my grandmama still hurting. Stand, I come from her. That's why I'm light-skinned. I come from her, sweetheart. Any point in history would have been praised for taking a stand. I come from her. That's why I'm light-skinned. to fight somebody on that, I come from her and say, let me get that. What would you do if your son was at home and all alone? On her children. What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone? And I come from her. Lord, because he's taking a stand. You say that one more time, please.
Mm-hmm. Holding.
Yep. In the same breath, don't ever tell me I don't know the struggle because I'm Christian. Just because they thought it was more politically correct to replace reverend with doctor didn't nullify king's witness. But black Christians are unsure of where their roots are. The gospel transformed Africa long before it ever reached Europe. It was used against us down the road, yeah, true. But if I place my personal narrative in your hands and you take things out of context, it won't make my story less true. Yeah, let's keep going. Is that sounding okay?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Let's keep going.
Okay, so I tell Jeremy, hey, it's gonna be a little weird, but I envision, an organ player following me on this poem. You know anybody? So he tells me, yeah, he got somebody that plays hymnals at a church every Sunday on the organ. So I'm like, yeah, I want to meet the brother. Jeremy never told me anything about him, his name, his appearance, nothing. So walking into the studio, meeting this guy and hearing this guy was a pleasant surprise.
So this is Nathan, and he's insane.
I'm ready, man.
Did you try that in maybe again?
The end.
You didn't like it?
Or do you think?
What are you thinking?
I love it.
Only thing I would say is,
I just can't deal with that bad.
that one. I'll do the one bad note. There's one note.
Dude, come on. No, but dude,
If he don't like
If you
it,
don't like it, we can redo
it's a
it.
crunchy chord. It's like
It's
crunchy chord.
no.
But we can go back and do that, and then I would just say, add some all the work I think was ornaments or twinkles to the slow part. Either actually you can do it from anywhere, honestly.
I think it'd be cool to do the organ with some of the drawbars rolled off.
Yeah.
And that there's this sound that I think would be good.
So Nathan goes back into the studio to record something else, and I look at Jeremy and I just say, ow, and we crack up laughing. And he said, yeah, we live together, so every Sunday morning when I come downstairs, he's at the piano practicing his hymnals for that Sunday. So I'm like, where does he play at? Nathan plays at an all-black church. He's the only white guy. And he leads the hymnals. That's who Nathan is. Alright, so remember I told y'all at the end of part 1 that I was going to do that listening party. Y'all, we had so much fun. I rented this big Airbnb house for my parents. All my siblings were here. My godparents came in from LA. And then the night of the party, my uncle and his family drove in to surprise me. I wanted to cry, but my makeup was so amazing, I just couldn't quite do it. But inside, I was crying. For me, having so many dear friends in the room, having family that hit the road, coming from a lot of different directions to be there, having my godparents come in from LA, that was insane. That's so much love. And having the 4 honorees of my project in the same room together, my parents, my uncle, and Debbie, that legitimately made me tear up too. So I had to, remember how much that mascara costs. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this video up with the clip from the party, and I'll see y'all Friday. Homegrown, the EP, drops Friday, December 23rd. Merry Christmas to me, baby Jesus, you, and everybody else who you're going to share the project with. Praise God. See you Friday. Don't go too far. Peace.
Everybody's here, so this is one thing. My mom, guys, enough of my mom's story. My daddy. My husband too, we got some family back. And Deborah Renee Warner's love. So, yeah, okay, before I play this track, I want to say that, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not going up to this. Okay, here we go.
Grew up on North 68. Asked my granddaddy, please leave it in my name. Of course, you can sell it to the state, but they just wouldn't do it the same. They don't know nothing about this place. Right there is where we hung the tree swing, and up there is where we plugged in our snowman Frosty. It cost me my playtime to keep the front line, but those nickels and dimes bought me my Pop Frosties. Snag a tooth shorty, double dutch slumber parties. Can my cousin spend the night? They can help me with my chores in the morning. Or walk with me to the corner store in the morning. Lemon heads and sunflower seeds. Grandma said she better not see them shells on the floor. And got mad if I didn't go to the black man's store. He was mean, but she said that he values our dollar more. No new neighborhoods, mama and daddy stressing, but to us it was all good. We like staying with granny and the family, and we gon' be right here till the money get right and get right. And we stoop kids forever, we just gotta go for Christmas, man. We hoop kids forever, only one bathroom, but we're better together. I get my own room if I can sit tight, just sit tight. Hey. Mama brought me up the street of Bible fellowship. I was in children's church getting hip. I learned my verses and my stories and decided he was worthy, and then decided to go and get dipped. The look on my papa's face when he read my name off the page. 9 years old trying to get saved. The child like faith he admired, so he stood me in the chair so I could sing along with his recording choir. EBS and Easter speeches, teen church where we always got the coolest preachers. At the lock-ins, vibing, staying up all night. Halloween, what you mean? Now that's hallelujah night. Sunday morning always late. Brought a leap with more bodies and seatbelts for the gospel night skate. Mom knew how to get me to behave. Told me God is always watching the clock and me even when she is away. These things never leave. Going through the motions, but my folks knew what I needed. What I thought was repetition was planting the seed. Now I'm blooming, so sit tight, just sit tight. Hey. College days partying, Sunday service hardly in. ENC midweek seeds, got some water and
homage to my village and those who have really been rocking out this particular season of my life with me. And 50% of the call to action for us to just get in place and just rock it out. So,
I tried the world, marriage was the most. They say count the cost, yeah, this lifestyle will cost you, but I paid now to get my name on that final rock.